Okay, so in this video we are going to talk about writing a call to action in your conclusion. So if you're watching this video, you're working towards the exemplary part on the rubric, and we're going to look a little bit at what that rubric says.
All right, so the first thing, what the rubric says, in the exceeds category, there is a clear conclusion that suggests implications and alludes to potential challenges, and clearly connects all the supporting evidence back to the main purpose or thesis of the assignment. So these parts in red, that's what's different between mastery and exceeds.
The implications and the potential challenges. So a call to action helps to motivate the reader to think something because of the evidence you presented. So you're trying to get the reader to, once they put your paper down, to take some kind of actual literal action, donate money to a cause, something like that, or to think a certain thing or a certain way about a particular topic.
Okay, so the first thing that the rubric mentioned was implications. So let me show you a couple of examples of how you can put implications into your call to action. So an implication is what might happen if something is done or not done, or the result of an event or conflict. So like what's gonna happen. And this might be where you have to put like your analysis in, because it might be like your thinking about what's gonna happen next if something doesn't occur. It might not come from the text. So let me give you a couple of examples. Here is a potential last sentence or two of a conclusion about the Bill of Rights in the Supreme Court. Because of the rulings of the Supreme Court, students in schools don't have very many rights in schools. For this to change, people must pressure the courts to begin to think about the rights of students and not just take the easy way out. So this is the implication, is that students don't have very many rights because of the evidence you presented in your paper. Then the call to action is to then pressure the court system to change the way they rule on certain things.
So you would be looking for your audience after they read your paper to think about ways that they could pressure the court system to make change.
In the second example, unless lawmakers create stricter punishments for people who abuse animals, the rate of animal abuse in America will continue to rise.
The implication, animal abuse will continue to rise if we don't do something. And the action, get the reader to now want to contact their lawmaker to make stricter punishments for people who abuse animals.
So the implication is like leading the reader to a conclusion of something that might happen if they don't do something, and then the call to action is like suggesting something they could do. Maybe not saying like you must go and call now, but this is sense like unless this happens, this is going to happen.
Okay.
So that's the implications piece. Potential challenges is a little bit different. Potential challenges is kind of like a different way to motivate your reader. It can help them want to get involved or help them understand the importance of acting fast, because the challenges can then kind of motivate them to do that. So let's take a look at an example of that.
For students, securing their rights is always an uphill climb. School systems can be very powerful, and it takes a brave and committed individual to sue their school in a court of law. But if not for these brave individuals, the rights of students would be further oppressed. So potential, it's an uphill climb. Suing, you have to be brave. So we're talking about, you see something go wrong in school and you think you could, sue the school system over something a violation that happened. It's an uphill battle. It's hard to do, but individuals who do those things make a change.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, says like these are the uphill battle part of it. These are the challenges of students fighting for their rights, but if they don't do it, fighting for your rights helps other students keep their rights. So the students that sue their school and go through these challenges, they then are able to help.
Think about Tinker, for example, and how the Tinker case helped students protect their rights in school.
So to recap, to exceed mastery in your conclusion, you need to include a call to action, which is a big statement that makes the reader want to do something or feel something about the topic. They don't actually have to do it, but they have to like sort of start thinking that way.
Right.
One great way to do this is to list implications or results of the problem to help draw conclusions about why the action is needed.
And another great way to do this is through your potential challenges, so the reader can see what action is needed fast. Okay?